Hello, everyone. It's Rashida of Energy Connections, Empowerment for Authentic Living and Mindful Connections. I'm so excited to be here with you all today. Today, I want to open up my videos, my platform. I want to open up this platform by beginning to talk with you about some foundational work as we're on this path, we're all on this journey to fully thrive in this lifetime, to self actualize, to be the best human beings on the planet, and to do it with greatness, to do it with enthusiasm, to do it with intention and grace. So, we're going to start out by working our way through this process. And as we're getting to know each other, we're going to start with some core foundational work, and then these things will just build throughout the day, throughout the weeks, the months, and the years that we will all be together. So I'm excited. So today we're going to talk about the 3 ways to step into your awareness. And what do we mean by self-awareness? So first off, self-awareness. And you all can chat with me at your leisure, even after this video is over. Please leave comments, and I will definitely come back and respond back and answer any questions that any of you might have. So once again, for people who are just now tuning in, I am Rashida Ingram of Energy Connections, Empowerment for Authentic Living and Mindful Connections. And a part of my work, which I love to do, is self-development work. And as a part of self-development work, as we increase our awareness of self, we're able to build better connections with others, improve our overall physical and mental health, and to be able to self-assess in a way that's current and active, that allows you to engage in communication, engage in relationships, engage in different thought processes and things that are happening in your life, to approach those things with a better mindset to get what you need out of it, or to be able to extend yourself for the others, while also maintaining your own integrity. So you'll see how all those things come together. It sounds very broad, but we'll also be able to talk it through in a very, very practical sense, so you really understand the crux of what I mean when I'm talking about like how it is so important to fully understand the core of who you are. It's so important to understand like why you show up the way that you do, and what that phrase means is like how you engage other people. Like how do you show up? What's your engagement like with other people, with your coworkers, with your family, with your children? What is that relationship like? What's at the root of it that influences how you respond to people, and influences how you react to certain things, or why you would react versus responding to a particular thing that's happening in your life. So, and those things, and we approach life in a certain way based on how we grew up, and based on like some of the things that influence our development, some things that impact our life through our experiences that we have, and how we navigate certain challenges or cope with life and life events. And so our self-awareness it's a part of your character. It's a part of your feelings, and how you define yourself, your motives and your desires, how you fully obtain your wants, your needs, how you get your desire, how you satisfy your desires. So all those things become a part of your self-awareness. Like if you know, really, like at the drop of a dime, if somebody said, "How are you today?" you could fully explain and articulate how you're feeling. Like what is the emotion that you're carrying right there in that moment. You're fully able to address those emotional needs, or whatever's happening for you at that time. You're able to fully articulate it. Being fully aware of your character flaws, your character prototype. You're fully aware of what that means. You're aware of your motives, your desires. You're aware of your value system that you're a part of. So that's all a part of self-awareness, being fully self-aware, and then using all of that awareness to place yourself consciously on your journey, this life path that we're all a part of, being a part of that life path now with the intention to maximize, to become your your best self, to fully self actualize that potential that we all have. So there's a desire, there's, wants, there's needs, there's things that we're thinking about, that creates intention, and things that we're like trying to obtain, that we define as being successful, we define as being something that we feel like, a goal or something that we want to meet. Or there's a value system that helps us along our process, that we continue to self actualize this value system. We continue to make it a reality. So, if I have a value system that I just want to, live life to the fullest. I just want to, live my best life and be my best self. That's a value system for me. So each and every day as I'm here, I'm, just my goal when I get up in the morning is just to, just to live life with greatness, just to be my best self. And my best self is, somebody who is calm, relaxed, peaceful, feeling like I am showing love and support to others. I'm definitely showing love and kindness to myself. Being, graceful as I approach things or approach challenges. I'm, trying to look at things from all sides. So that's the part of my value system, to live my best life and to be intentional about this process that I'm a part of on this life path. So that's what we'll be talking about, and you'll hear more and more day-to-day lessons about like how that works in a practical sense. But sometimes it can seem like it's something just like so far removed from us, or so far outside of what's natural to our state of existence, but it really is a way to live life in a way that's meaningful. So again, that's what that'll be the whole purpose of my intention for connecting with you all through YouTube. And as we get to know each other, I hope that you'll share my videos and you'll connect me to other people. And then if you need one-on-one support, if you want to do some group work, you also can join several of the classes that I also will be posting and talking about. So let's get right into it. The 3 ways to develop your self-awareness. 3 ways to step into self-awareness. So the first thing is being mindful of how you feel. So number 1 is definitely, how do you feel? Asking yourself that question on every day, all day, just constantly checking in with yourself. How do I feel today? What's going on? How does my body feel? Am I feeling tense? Am I excited? Are my body parts loose? Like, do I have free flowing movement? How do I feel today? Is there anything like, is there an unsettled feeling in my stomach? Do I feel tension in my shoulders? How do I feel? So as you're asking yourself how you feel, that means you're really now becoming curious about what's going on inside of you. What are those internal feelings that you're having that then are a reflection of a situation that might be going on? What's the feeling that you're having right now? What's coming up for you in your body? Is it calmness? Is it, are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling excited? Are you feeling withdrawn? Are you feeling detached? Like what's the feeling that you have going on right now inside of you? So the more in touch you are with your feeling, the more you are able to then address the feeling to get your needs met, or to figure out, is this feeling attached to some unfulfilled desire? Is this feeling attached to a situation that is now signifying to me that, it's a possibility I need to change something? What's the feeling connected to? How do we satisfy that feeling? How do we get it under control? How do we either lean into it, or how do we use the discomfort that the feeling is bringing towards us to make some other changes that possibly might be needed at that particular time? So I also, you'll also hear me talk a lot about leaning into discomfort, so feelings of discomfort, feelings of anxiety, feelings of sadness or depression, feelings of upset. Lean into that sometimes, because I also firmly believe that pain provides instruction. So, because if you touch a hot stove, it's like, oh, okay, I definitely know not to do that again. So it's the same thing with our emotional awareness, just being aware of our emotions, so that, because those emotions provide instruction for you. So if you're happy naturally, okay, I'm going to continue to do this, or continue to engage this situation or these people because I'm excited. It feels good to be around them. It feels good to be a part of this environment. That's great. So, but even on the flip side, when you have moments of despair, moments of anger, moments of sadness and pain and heartache, what is that? So there's an instruction manual that's kind of internal that you have. We all have it. So it's like, okay, if this situation is bringing pain, these people are bringing pain. This person is bringing out a painful experience. What is that teaching you about yourself? What is the message that's being downloaded that sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Let me try to dodge it. What's the message that's being downloaded to you to be like, okay, how does this situation impact you? And if it's impacting you in a negative way, what can we do to change it, to kind of, bring some calmness, bring some sense of resolve to the matter? What can be done about that? So that's all a part of your awareness. So the first thing is getting in touch with how you feel, and then using those feelings to provide you with guidance and instruction on how to resolve the feeling, or how to continue the feeling, how to grow from the feeling. That's number one. But you have to know how you feel to be able to make any decisions moving forward. And then the second thing, clarify your value system, clarify your values. So we have these feelings going on, and if people are the target here, if the people are the cause, or you're feeling like people are the cause of something that's bothering you, or then that means oftentimes that is connected to, there's a value system that you're carrying, or there's a bias or a blind spot that you're carrying, that people may be outside of that uh, standard or that guideline for you. It's like, this is my moral boundary, this is my value system, this is kind of like, how I see the world, and then people are acting outside of that. So understand your value systems that are personal to you. Is integrity a personal value? Is respect a personal value? Treating people with love and kindness, is that a value for you? So whatever your value system is, becoming very, very, very much aware of it. Because once you're aware, again, of your value system and how you personally see the world, and how you define what's important to you, that allows you, again, to be aware of how to engage others, how to create some boundaries within your engagement of other people, how to be able to fully increase, your value system, or increase things that you want to be a part of, to be more willing to do certain things based on your value system, because it's something that you deeply care about, you feel passionate about it, so you want to do more of it, because again, it's teaching you more about yourself. It's helping you to fully maximize your potential, and to thrive in this life. So being very clear about your value system is very, very important, because that also helps you to understand your blind spots, and also helps you to understand why you interact with people in a certain way, or what's coming up for you when situations are arising. Because our value system provides that moral compass for ourselves, that moral guide, or this way that we approach things in a certain way, based on our own personal value system. So being aware of that is also very, very crucial. Explore your personal narrative. So what that means is understanding the story that you tell yourself. So we all have a long history of who we are. Like, so take your current age and like, okay, just then think about that and multiply that by 12 months. So that's all a part of your history, of all this history that we're walking around with. So what is that underlying narrative, that underlying story that you have been telling yourself, carrying for a long time? Hopefully it's something positive. Like, hopefully the story that you're carrying is, I can do anything that I want to do. I can, I'm here to be the best. I'm a great person. I'm wonderful. I'm lovable. I'm authentic. I'm gracious. I am peaceful. I am conscious of myself and others. Like, what's the story that you have been telling yourself? And that definitely starts from our childhood. Sometimes we get negative messages in childhood, and then sometimes those messages are reinforced by situations that we attract in our life path. And so that, that message just kind of reconfirmed, and it gets told over and over until we are able to have a different experience that helps us to then reshape our narrative and then begin to say something different and live a different way based on how the underlying messages that we're carrying. So again, just starting to explore that narrative, going through your life history, going through your childhood experiences, going through your current experiences as a young adult and as an older adult, going through all of those experiences, and then now understanding how those experiences have influenced who you are, have influenced some of the things, some of the messages that you're carrying. So being aware of that also will help you to understand, again, how you are setting up your life path, how you are setting up life to then mirror back to you all of these underlying messages that we're carrying. So please, if you can, one of the things I'll remind everyone during the top of the videos, I'll be more intentional about reminding everyone to just be able to jot down notes, whether you're using your smartphone or whether you're going to use just a general notepad and paper, just to jot down notes as I'm speaking, because again, the intention is for us all to grow. The intention is for us to live life with passion, enthusiasm, and grace. You'll also hear me mention some of these things a lot as we get to know each other. You'll get more familiar with some of my lingo and just like how I am. You'll get very familiar with that. So again, the intention is definitely to live life with passion, enthusiasm, and grace. And that's one of the definitely 3 things that I really try to live by, be intentional about showing up that way in day to day. And it doesn't mean that things don't happen. Of course, things happen. Of course they do. But one thing that has become easier, it's become a little bit easier to manage difficult times or manage adversity because my thinking about it is just very, very different. So that totally helps how things come up, and then how things clearly disappear and clearly resolve themselves, sometimes with not even any involvement from me. Things just seem to work out. So we'll talk more and more about all of these things. I appreciate you all watching the video, and I look forward to connecting with you more and more, and just being a part of the YouTube community. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll recap just one more time the 3 ways to step into your self-awareness. Understanding the core of how you feel, being in touch with how you feel, like understanding how you feel, what's coming up for you right then and there in that moment. Clarifying your values. So understanding what's important to you. Why does it matter? What's important to you? What are you passionate about? What's something that is like an absolute, I stand firm on this. This is what I believe. This is, one of my core values. This is what I'm committed to. What is that for you? And then being able to understand your narrative, your personal narrative, your history that coincides with the truth of who you are. Like what's that history like for you? What is the messages that we've grown up with? What are the messages sometimes that cause us to struggle, or that create some sort of there's an incongruent message there? What's that message that some of us have been carrying? Like, what's our personal narrative? So understanding those 3 things at the onset of self-awareness are very, very crucial to understanding the truth of who you are and being able to use that truth in a more meaningful, powerful, constructive way that allows you to engage life that's intentional, that's deliberate, and set out to fully increase your capacity to love, to grow, to connect. So that's what we're aiming to. That's what we're striving for. That's a way to help us to have better relationships, to help us improve our communication skills, to help us be able to engage people in a way that is supportive, that's peaceful, where everybody is kind of getting something out of it that's right, that's raising your vibration, and helping you to just have better connections in a more meaningful way. All right. So thank you for having me this morning. Appreciate you all. And I will look forward to checking with you a little later. All righty. Have a great day. Once again, this is Rashida Ingram of Energy Connections, Empowerment for Authentic Living and Mindful Connections. I appreciate you all being with me today. Have a great one.